Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku podcast. How's everybody doing out there? I am Brandon Alvarado, the Scarlet Fan here, and I'm so excited to be here with the Amateur Otaku crew to talk some more awesome anime and manga. And what an awesome and cute, beautiful anime we are talking here. The crew is here, the entire family of the Amateur Otaku is here to talk about Spy Family. New anime that came out, 3 episodes in, so much to talk about. I am here, of course, with the one and only now cinephile himself, Mike Thomas.
You know, First of all, I'm glad we are able to cover Spy Family. This is a show I've actually been looking forward to for a few weeks now. And what an awesome first 3 episodes, right? Such a fun time.
100%, 100%. And the slick, the stealthy, the deadly spy with 100 puns, the emblemaniac. What's up, bro?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. And I
That,
want ice cream.
yes, I world.
With peanuts.
Um, but yeah, let's we're gonna talk some Spy Family tonight. We have a lot of thoughts about this new anime, produced by JC Staff, Wit Studio, and Cloverworks, which are all studios that I really love what they do. They have what a great pedigree and resume of plenty of awesome animes that I enjoy. Darling and the Franks being one. Every time I think about JC Staff and Cloverworks, I go back to um, Darling and the Franks.
You always want to talk about horny Evangelion. We know.
And he just ruined life. But there's a lot to talk about here, and we also cover animes every single week. So before we jump in, little housekeeping. If you love what we do here at the Amateur
Do
Otaku
I need
Podcast,
to mention how they pilot the robots in that series? How they position themselves? Okay, well, I'm gonna stop there.
so how about that housekeeping? So the Amateur Otaku Podcast, we cover anime and manga every single week. On a weekly basis, we put different things, My Hero Academia, movies, series, multiple different things we do every single week. So if you do not want to miss any coverage, and we're going to be like Spy Family tonight, make sure you click that subscribe button, click on that bell for notifications, and click on that like button so you don't miss any announcements and you don't miss any streams or any videos. And if you prefer to listen to us in our podcast form, the Amateur Talk podcast is available in Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts are found, except Podbean, though I don't know why. But onto the show, guys. Spy
Let's do
Family,
it.
The Forgers. Wow. This show is great.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting because the concept alone is great, right? Like I was
Yes.
talking
Yes.
to my mother actually. She was asking what we were gonna talk, what the topic of the show was gonna be today, and I was telling her what the show was about, and she's just like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing!" Because it's one of those things where just the concept alone can sell you the series. Yes, your is all of the above. Um,
Yes.
I, I'm just laughing because it was less than 4 minutes into the show, and I already had a MILF meme ready
Because reasons.
because reasons, right? But it's a show that pitches itself, and like you were saying earlier, Brandon, the studios, the talent behind it, is just going to make it that much better. And these first 3 episodes have been phenomenal.
100%. 100%. And it's funny that you say what you just said in terms of um, the premise of it is great, right? You rarely have a show that sounds great on paper, right?
Right.
And then the execution just blows everything out of the water, right? Like, because you have some expectations. When something looks great on paper, you have expectations, you have an idea of how good or successful it's going to be or it can be. But this is blowing everything out of the water. Like, I had vain, I have very vain and simple ideas of what this show was going to be about. But ever since it starts, um, with its demeanor, with the presentation, um, And the characters are so full of life. They're so interesting. They're so particular. They're so pretentious at the same time. There's so many different things at the same time that the concept being executed in the way that it is icing on the cake, because we gotta be honest. The stars of this show are those three main characters. What well written and interesting and phenomenal characters they are. From Twilight to Thorn Princess to Anya the telepath. Um, all the layers that they have just as soon as you meet them.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much mystery, there's so much, it's so interesting. And the best thing about it is that throughout the show, especially as we explore these characters, right? Because what a great selection of episodes. Because the first episode introduces us to Twilight and the man that becomes Lloyd Forger and Anya. The second episode introduces us to Yor, and the third episode introduces us to the dynamic between them. So what a great collection, right? Um, and I don't know, I'm enchanted by these characters because when you think about it, um, none of this is new stuff.
Right.
And I think that's what's most so brilliant about it, because everything feels like something that I felt before, but the twist and the execution and how anime it is, because it doesn't hide the fact that it's trying to be the most anime show out there. um,
True. True. I'm with you there. It's one of those, like, these first three episodes is how I felt watching My Hero Academia, right? Where it's like, it's a world
Yes.
that I feel familiar
Yes.
with. But like you said, that twist to it, like in My Hero, the twist is Deku's quirkless and he gets a quirk. Or the twist is hero society is completely different in that world than it is, say, the Marvel universe. Spy Family is that same feel where it's like, yeah, we've seen a family of heroes, a family of spies, but adding that wrinkle to it, that anime twist to it, is what makes it really, really pop for me. And that's especially with how much anime we're getting, how much content we're just getting in general, being able to bring something new to an established idea is one of the best things anybody can do. Because, like I said at the top, it's an easy sell. It's a
Yes.
premise that works, but make no mistake, they take full advantage of it and they make it something special. And I just want to ask Isaac right quick, because he's the only one here who's read the manga. Is this like a really faithful adaptation, or are they kind of just being kind of loose with the adaptation? The anime is doing its own thing.
It's faithful. There is
Nice.
one particular thing that they add on, and that's you're moving in to the apartment, because that's essentially just two, um, not 2 pages, two
Issues.
no, frames,
Two panels. Two
Mhm.
panels.
panels. Thank you. 2 panels only. So or should I 3? I can't recall in the memory. So
Yeah.
they just add upon the conversation there and how they approach what's happening there. But in general, it's a faithful adaptation throughout in this the first 3 episodes.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. I do want to, and I love, one of the things that I love about it is because you said that these are things that we've seen before, right? And what are we talking about in this show, right? We've seen spy movies. I love spy movies. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, um, all the James Bond movies, at least specifically Daniel Craig, Jason Bourne. Um, I mean, there's the Kingsman or stuff like that, right?
Even Mission
Spies.
Impossible. Yeah.
Mission, exactly. Spies are interesting. They're captivating. They're the mystery, and I love this. But then we've all seen movies about assassins. The movie Assassins, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We've all seen that, and then out of nowhere, we've all seen X-Men because we have, or maybe Stranger Things, or to a degree, right? And the fact that they find a way, they use, this is one of those perfect cases where you take three things that don't necessarily belong together, but anime is just a platform where it can be made to work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because there's, just like we said in the beginning, that all this looks great on paper. This could have easily been a big train wreck, but they thought all the roles so well. And I think one of the biggest and most intelligent choices is the character of Anya, because apart from the fact that she's the cutest little girl anybody's ever seen in their lives, and anybody doesn't agree with me, then I'll get your to pay you a visit. But they use the telepathy power that she has as a fourth wall for the audience. And what a great way to include us in everything that is happening when she's on screen. Because the fact that she can hear what everybody's saying, and the fact that she's the one that knows all the secrets, but she can't say that she knows all the secrets because then people will know her secret, is such a great cat and mouse game in between the relationships of the people that we care about.
Right. Right. But also it's the catalyst for the story too, right? Like
Right.
in episode 2, when they're in that department store, she, like the narrator says, that the girl was starved for entertainment, right? She set up the entire plot of the show
Right.
simply because she wants to see how it plays out. And
Right.
that by itself is just hilarious and had me
Yes.
dying.
Yes. Like those little moments where she goes like, "Oh no, I don't have a mother." I don't. And it's just great. And then of course, after Yor actually moves in, and Yor has all these killer instinct and homicidal tendencies, that and Anya just freaks out and runs away.
Right.
It's just
Like, or
great.
when she wanted to hold her hand and she just darted away.
Yes. Yes.
I want to ask you guys this, because is
Elegance!
everybody in this show terrible? And the reason I ask that is because Yor's co-workers are awful. They were literally gonna throw like that hot pan of shrimp scampi at somebody just because she didn't like she had a husband. And I'm like, really? Is everybody awful?
I mean, I think there's a, well, you got to think about it. This is uppity up society. This is Gossip Girl world in the 1960s, right? Um, there were always people like this. That Image was everything, and I love the idea of Image as a driving force for the narrative, right? Because what is a spy's job? To portray an image in order to get information, right?
Yeah.
What's an assassin's job? To portray an image that would allow them to successfully kill. And Anya, as a telepath, she has to keep up appearances so nobody finds out her secret, right? So it's all about images, and also the images that society impose on other people, or the images that we assume and identities that we assume. So I love how that's an active theme that's being explored throughout the show. And I have a feeling that it's going to be some of the main points throughout the story, because I think there's a reason why we're only hearing of Yor's brother on the phone, but something's. I'm pretty confident something's going to happen when we meet him. You know, like
Oh.
Okay, stop laughing in manga, man. We get it.
exactly. But it's like those little things are just super curious and super interesting, and just talk about how brilliant the show is. But I just love how smart it is more than anything. Because as soon as I met Twilight, I got him. I understood what he was about. And I love the fact that the effect that they're having, because one of the biggest things, which I think it's the key family element of it, right? Because the spy element of the show is everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like so clear. I love how Twilight is a play on James Bond, because he is. He's a play on James Bond and a play on like the talented Mr. Ripley, right?
Mhm.
Because of the fact, or it's like a mixture of all the spies that we've learned.
Heck.
But he had
Anya was called Test Subject 007.
And there it is. And then you have Anya, and then you have Yor, right? Like any other, like he has a handler, which can be like Q or whatever. So I like that fact that I got him and everything. But the whole family aspect, I think, is so cool because all good anime, right? Or all good animes like this one of the strongest things that they have is that they have a lot of heart. Like this is a show that has a lot of heart. Like it has
Yeah.
a lot of emotion. It's sweet when it needs to be. It's heartbreaking when it needs to be. Um, but also the whole family aspect is so real because we all have been there where we know our family and we see our family and we love our family, but there's certain things that we don't share with our family, that we can't connect with them. And something that is very unique about the human experience is the idea that there is such thing as the family that you build with the people that you choose to surround yourself with, right? And the idea that they learn to not to reconnect with their humanity by connecting with each other. And like those moments where Twilight finds that he's relaxing as opposed to being uptight all the time.
Yeah.
And the like those little human moments that you see, I just that's what I live for. I love those things because
For
it's
sure.
real, man. It's real.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where, like you said, it's earnest and it's a feel good show in a way too, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
a show about a spy and an assassin could have gone any way, but the fact that they even chose that family angle, it's
Yeah.
kind of refreshing, especially anime. Just basically entertainment in general is very action heavy at times. You have your slice of life genre, but like a lot of the big anime that's always on trending is Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan
Yeah.
or One Piece. Like they're very
Over the
battle
top.
centric. Right.
Yes.
So like Spy Family has its fair share of action too. Like that action scene in the first episode with Twilight was fantastic. It's beautifully animated, of course, but it's just really cool to see it grab all those different elements, like you were saying, and create something all its own without feeling derivative of James Bond, even though it's paying
Yes.
homage to James Bond.
Yes.
And so I think that's one of its strengths. Also, it's just downright funny. Like in episode 2, when Twilight's looking to find a bride, and it's just like his right? His informant is gonna dress up as a woman. That was their first option. That's just a funny side
Yes.
gag. It's like that's how we open the episode. Sure, that makes sense.
Anya can't accept his mother.
Exactly. Such a great bit.
Yeah. And then of course after that he brings the whole list of every single woman all over. It's
Yeah.
like, bro. And then you remind yourself, oh wait, right, there's no Tinder.
Exactly.
But yeah, like I love how you said that it was very earnest and about the action. The action is well animated, and I like the fact that the action is down to earth, but also with the sprinkle of benefit of disbelief that you need to have to enjoy a good spy thriller. You know what I mean? Like like we watch James Bond and we don't expect him to die. So there's plot armor.
Right.
Right? But also you see him doing all these great action set pieces. So I like the fact that it's kind of like grounded action as opposed to like over the top action, and that it's not gratuitous and always in service of the story as opposed to just have us action beat. Like because like you said, they're mixing all these things to tell a story, and I like the fact that it's not an empty concept. Like they do have a story to tell, they do have a lot to say about these characters and about these connections that they're building with each other. And I like that it's not just I just love the concept and how they're employing it. Do we know the writer? The name is Naoya something is the name of the writer, is it or no?
It's kind
No,
of
Naoya is the one for Kaiju number 8.
it's kind of funny with this one. The mangaka
Tatsuya
is,
Endo.
if I'm not mistaken, Katsuya Endo is
Yes.
known for having series axed constantly rather early. This is the first time. I can be wrong. I'm gonna double check, but I'm fairly certain that this guy has. This mangaka has had quite a trouble to keep the series ongoing, and now hitting jackpot.
And that he did. That he did.
Indeed.
So, guys, are we going to keep watching Spy Family? I am.
Yes.
Of course. I feel like it's the anime of the spring season, right?
Yes. 100%. It's dominated everyone's imaginations. I'm actually considering grabbing the book because I'm having
excuse my
so much
language,
fun.
but it's fucking hilarious. If you want another quote unquote spy manga that is great, check out Sakamoto Days also.
I just want to let you know, Brandon, if you check out the manga, it is also currently on break for 21 days.
Which one? Spy Family?
Spy Family.
Fair enough. No, but this is something like the impression of it is so good. I was bursting out laughing at my workplace, at my job this afternoon as I was prepping for the show, and it's just so good, so full of life, and I can't wait to just spend time with these characters because at the end of the day, that's what great animes do. And I'm gonna go on a rant here, not a long one, I promise. But one of the things that I love about anime in general, which a lot of people kind of miss the point, because a lot of people who talked about anime, all they think is Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, right? At least in the West.
Naruto and One Piece and.
Well, the funny thing is, Naruto, One Piece,
Titan.
Naruto, One Piece, you hear from people that watch anime. From people that don't watch anime, they say Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon.
Yep.
But the interesting thing, what I love about anime is that when you watch a series, a live action series, you go because of the themes and the characters, right? But when it comes to animes, because there's so much anime, there's so much variety, so many genres, it's like there's too much anime. The really only thing that makes you stay on a good anime is the characters. And I love the fact that I fell in love with these characters from the moment I saw them. So I can't wait to read more, to learn more, and to spend more time with them.
I just want to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying there too about these characters, right? All three of them could lead their own series.
Yes.
That's how strong they are in these first 3 episodes.
Yep.
And I know we don't know as much about Yor because she was introduced in episode 2 instead of episode 1. But all 3 of these characters are strong enough to lead their own anime and manga series. So having the luxury of having 3 characters that strong playing off of each other in the story is such a huge benefit, and it's going to make this series and the show run for hopefully a very long time.
Yeah. You know what I just thought about, and it's going to sound super corny, but I'm going to die with this idea.
Shoot.
I was just reminiscing on the whole marriage proposal scene.
Best proposal ever.
That's one thing, but the way they interacted with each other, they understood you're blushing every 5 seconds, and we didn't know if it was because of the blood or because of him. I got a feeling yours related to Himiko Toga in some way. But I was getting Spy Kids vibes, like the kind of, you know what I mean, like the kind of playfulness that you would want to, like you would feel when you see Antonio Banderas, and I forgot the name of the actress when they were together and on spy adventures. Like
the two parents.
Yeah, it was just great. Like I love the fact that I never thought that I would enjoy watching that kind of energy again. You know, and right. I love the fact that they're exploring this world in this joyful way. And I don't know, I'm done.
I just I love that scene because at the beginning, like again, they're still living a lie, even though it feels like it's these 2 spies and assassins going out on a mission together. They're still going through with this lie of these are my patients and concussive therapy. So when he throws the grenade, it's just like This man just murdered his patients. And we never address it. She never questions
course
it.
not.
The end.
Because it's all about the magic of these two ridiculous people and incredible people coming together.
It's such a great moment.
Which, by the way, what the dichotomy of identity, because you got to think about it. What makes these characters so interesting is the fact that they play as simple from the surface, but they're very complex and that's very hard to do, to present those two ideas, because you got to think about it. Even though the both of them have ulterior motives and they're hiding who they really are, they are being themselves with each other,
Right.
which I think it's why we enjoy them. Because
sure.
it's not like they're trying to kind of like betray. They're trying to get okay, I'm gonna bring it out. They're gonna they're trying to put each of them in the trick bag. I did it. I'm proud of myself. But at the same time, it's sincere. I don't know. It's great.
Yeah, that sincerity that also comes through with Anya's character, right? Like, how many
Yep.
times did she say Papa's a liar?
But he's a
Only
cool
s-
liar.
Yeah, and it's like she's only really said that though twice, and that shows that he's being earnest.
Right.
90% of the time with the family, which
Right.
is neat, because I feel like if they were just constantly lying to each other back and forth, it would get old really quickly. But that sincerity is what makes this such a fun dynamic
Yeah.
between all of them.
Yeah. Cool. Isaac, anything else you want to add?
It's so interesting hearing your guys' thoughts about these 3 episodes, all things considering. And honestly, I do enjoy. It's fun following this show, not just as a manga reader and hopefully get a fantastic adaptation, but also hearing your guys' discussion with you guys along the way.
Mike,
Indeed.
anything else?
That's all I've got for this batch of episodes. It's fun. I can't wait to see where this goes. This is one of the, Isaac took the jump and read the manga. This is one of the animes where it's like, I think I'd rather just experience the show, because the jokes, the action scenes, I feel like might just hit a little stronger for me, the way I consume media.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens the rest of the season.
Sweet. So, guys, that's our thoughts on the first 3 episodes of Spy Family. We're going to keep covering it. We're going to do it twice. We're going to do it bi-weekly, 2 episodes a shot. So stay tuned for our next episode coming in 2 weeks. Let us know what you know. If you love Spy Family as much as we do, let us know. If you don't like it, we'll still be your friends, but just let us know why. But if you love Spy Family, if you read the manga, let us know your thoughts. We really want to have a conversation with you. And make sure that if you love what we do here at the Amateur Otaku podcast, you click on that subscribe button, click on that like button, click on that bell for notifications so you don't miss any more Spy Family coverage and any more manga coverage that we do every single week. Isaac, my brother, where can we find you, man?
Well, you can find our work over at Web Entertainment, and you can find me at Eldomaniac on Twitter.
Spike Spiegel.
You can find me at Novice Cinephile on Twitter and youtube.com/Novice Cinephile, where I'm posting videos every single week. And of course, here at the Amateur Otaku podcast, talking all things My Hero Academia.
And you can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter, at Scarlet Fan 52 on Instagram, and at the Scarlet Fan 52 on TikTok, even though I have no idea what I'm doing. And you can find us at Amateur Taco Pod on Twitter. We'll see you next time, guys. Stay safe. Keep spying.
Dun, 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 dun.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da.